Friends and family, please welcome to the Order of the Engineer ceremony for spring semester 2026. It is my privilege, on behalf of the National Board of Governors of the Order of Engineer, to preside and welcome you to this ceremony. Other members of the Order who will be assisting in this ceremony are as follows: Dr. Ross Taylor, Dr. Kathleen Eisen, Professor Marshall Eisen, Dr. Brian Hellenbrook, Dr. Doug Bohl, and Dr. Nick Teplow. I am Professor Dr. Eric Backus in Civil and Environmental Engineering. Welcome to the ceremony. We first begin with the history of the Order.
This ceremony presents an opportunity for us to take a pledge and to recall that the professional purpose of engineering involves the pursuit of a learned art in the spirit of public service. By following the acceptance of the obligation, the individual engineer reinforces similar efforts of their peers, realizing that in unity there is strength. Decades ago, our engineering counterparts in Canada had this same feeling. They believed that a need existed for the introduction of a spirit of personhood and cohesiveness among engineers. The Canadians believed that a good way to achieve this purpose would be to instill in engineers a consciousness of belonging to one another, to themselves as individuals, and to those whom they served. Thus was done in 1926 in Canada in what is now known as the Ritual of the Calling of an Engineer. The words of the ritual were written by the English author Rudyard Kipling, who had much depth of feeling for engineers as the builders of things intended to benefit humanity. The Canadian ceremony is dignified, impressive, and includes the placing of a wrought iron ring on the small finger of the individual's working hand, and then having them repeat in concert the words of Kipling. It is difficult to visualize any better symbolism than that of a ring, worn for all to see and saying, in effect, that here is an engineer dedicated to a publicly avowed obligation to the profession and to those it has served. In Ohio, the idea of similar maxims to those written by Kipling were well established, and correspondence began in October 1953 between the Canadian wardens responsible for the administration of the calling of an engineer and officers of the Ohio Society of Professional Engineers, with a view to possibly extending the Canadian ceremony to the United States. Due to copyright and other conflicting factors, extension of the ritual into this country was not possible. During 1966, a group of engineers in Ohio with members of several engineering organizations began to pursue the objective of what came to be called the Order of the Engineer. While deliberations of this group were in progress, seniors of Fenn College of Engineering of Cleveland State University, counseled by Dean Burl Bush, designed and held a ring ceremony and reception on June 4, 1970. Each participant signed a creed and received a plain stainless steel ring placed on the small finger of their working hand. 170 engineering seniors and engineering faculty members took part in this first ceremony. Since then, the movement has spread rapidly throughout the states. Such is the story of an increasing acceptance of the Order of the Engineer, as it is known in the United States today. It is patterned on the Canadian concept, but with the stainless steel ring symbolizing strength and unity of the profession and providing an identifying mark of an engineer. Next will be the significance of the order.
The Order of the Engineer, to which you will soon belong, is an independent organization. The purpose is to foster a feeling of pride in and dedication to the profession which binds us together. You are asked to accept with pride the meaning of the ceremony to which you are about to subscribe. The obligation should be given freely and the responsibility gladly accepted. The order is symbolized by the acceptance of an obligation and the wearing of a stainless steel ring on the little finger of the working hand. The obligation is the formal statement of an engineer's responsibilities to the public and to the profession. It is a creed similar to the oath attributed to Hippocrates that is commonly taken by medical graduates and which sets forth an ethical code. The obligation likewise contains parts of the canon of ethics of major engineering societies. Initiates, as they voluntarily accept it, pledge to uphold the standards and the dignity of the engineering profession and to serve humanity by making the best use of Earth's precious and limited resources. The obligation is a composite of several creeds. It emphasizes the fact that we, as engineers, have certain obligations. It promotes honesty, integrity, and recognizes that today's skills are dependent on their predecessors. Today's engineers are dependent on their predecessors for their skills. And I guess next is the significance of the ring.
The ring, a symbol of pride, prestige, honor, and professionalism among all engineering in the United States, also serves as a reminder to the engineer of our obligation to society. The symbol of your desire to serve the public is the engineer's ring. The ring you will wear on the fifth finger of the working hand will say to all who see it, "Here is an engineer," possessed of a publicly avowed dedication to the professor and the public they serve. It is our symbol where for all to see. It is a badge of recognition which will become known to all as the sign of a learned professional pledged to making the best use of Earth's precious and limited resources. Now on to the acceptance of the obligation.
Will all candidates for induction into the Order of the Engineer please stand, face the stage, and take out your obligation cards? Will all current members of the Order of the Engineer please stand? Candidates for the Order. The Order of the Engineer is an independent movement. The purpose is to foster a feeling of pride and dedication to our profession. Your membership in the Order is symbolized by the acceptance of an obligation and the wearing of the stainless steel ring on the little finger of the working hand. There are no meetings other than this ceremony, and there are no dues. Raise your right hand and recite with me the obligation of an engineer. I am an engineer. In my
An engineer.
and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and to uphold devotion to the standards and dignity of my profession, conscious always that my skill carries with it the obligation to serve humanity by making use of Earth's precious resources.
As an engineer,
I shall participate in none but honest enterprises. When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. It is the performance of my duty, it is the fidelity to my profession. I shall give it my utmost.
Prior to this ceremony, you signed and dated your certificate as an indication of your acceptance of the obligation of the Order of the Engineer, which is the oath you just recited. Now it is time for you to receive your ring, the mark of your membership in the Order, and an outward sign of your profession. Momentarily, faculty members will proceed to the floor to place on your hand the ring you have in your possession. They will line up in front of the stage, and you can proceed to whatever faculty member you prefer. When you approach the faculty member, please outstretch your working hand, which is your dominant hand, so I'm right-handed. Hand the faculty member the ring with your non-working hand, and then faculty members will then place the ring on the smallest finger of your working hand. This will continue until all obligants have received their rings. Faculty, please proceed to the floor. Friends and families, members of the Order, please congratulate our newest members of the Order of the Engineer. Professor Bull will now read the responsibility, ethics, and obligation.
All right, fellow engineers, how does that sound? You who are now joining the ranks of the profession, and for those continuing your professional careers, allow me the privilege of saying that we, and everybody who's taught you and been with you for the past 4 years, are proud to have you with us. Working together to strengthen the professional bond between us, as you have just demonstrated, will go a long way towards guaranteeing the future of our profession. The engineering environment today is highly sophisticated, highly complex, and is totally demanding of our ingenuity to protect the environment, public safety, health, and welfare. All this while improving the quality of life. The profession of the engineer is not an easy path to follow. It's a challenging profession, requiring commitment to ethics and excellence. Your engineering education is the first accomplishment in your professional career. Other recommended steps are as follows. First, in your striving to advance, continue your pursuit of technical excellence. Continue to study through formal education and through good self-study programs. Enhancing technical proficiency today is a must. University continuing education programs and professional workshops offer this opportunity. Second, contribute to your community. Serve on planning boards, school boards, town committees, service clubs, and in the Chamber of Commerce. Get involved. Third, contribute that extra 10% effort to your employer. You will be surprised what this can mean to you in your professional development and in the professional returns. Fourth, become registered under the law in the state where you reside. You have invested significant time, effort, and financial resources to obtain an education in an engineering area of specialization. Over your long life, registration can be very helpful to you in terms of upward mobility, professional success, and to contributions to society. Finally, join your professional organization. AIAA, AICHE, ASCE, ASME, BMES, IEEE, NSPE, NSBE, SHIP, SWE, and others as appropriate. These societies can give you a great opportunity to step up and be counted. They will help you spread your professional wings. So accept our congratulations for a job well done, and our best wishes for a future career in which your university and your colleagues will be proud.
Thank you, Dr. Bohl. I welcome each of you to the privileges and obligations of the Order of the Engineer. This ring is a reminder of our calling. We share that now. Your certificate is your creed. It bears your name and signature. It is your pact with your profession. Read it thoughtfully. Regard it with humility. Wear your ring proudly and with distinction, for you are an engineer. I ask the audience to join me one more time in congratulating our newest members of the Order of the Engineer. Now, before I formally conclude the ceremony, a few of you may note that your ring isn't fitting as well as it used to be, or you might have some challenges. Please see the staff on the way out. We can make adjustments. We may be able to do some swapping, but if need be, we'll get your address and your information, and we'll trade your ring you have in for another way order, and we'll mail it to you. This happens. Oh, by the way, just remember, one of the things that's happening right now to your body, there's a lot of excitement, is your body's probably really swollen. That happens a lot. So rings don't always fit as well because your body is just reacting to all the cool, fun stuff you're doing this weekend, and that's very normal. All right, you're human. We're all human. That's how this works. The other thing is, if there's some other issues that come up with in terms of your certificate, names and things like that, please let us know. I think we should have that all good, but if there's any issues in your certificate, we can get you a new one if need be, things like that. And the last thing I will say, in addition to what Dr. Bowl talked about in terms of things you should do, the number 5 thing is keep in contact with each other and with Clarkson. We are a family here at Clarkson. We pride ourselves of being sometimes like surrogate parents as faculty members. I think we do. We love you, and we're going to miss you dearly. We love hearing about your stories, hearing about your careers, and we want you to have the greatest success as engineers out there in the world solving the big problems that we are trying to, and I'm certain you will, solve for us. So thank you for what you're going to do, and you're off to a fantastic start. So with that, this concludes the Order of the Engineer ceremony, and thank you all for participating. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow at commencement.